The rumor of Jikook's breakup has rocked the ARMY world once again. Not because of a single official statement, not even a direct confession, but because of small changes that felt profound to fans who have long followed Jungkook and Jimin's dynamic. The gazes that were no longer frequently caught on camera, the interactions that felt more restrained, and the moments that now only remain in memories and old archives, all of which raised one big question. Is Jikook really over, or did something force them apart? In the tight-knit Korean entertainment industry, relationships between members, both friendships and emotional closeness, are always under scrutiny. Every gesture, every look, even the distance between their seats can be interpreted. So when the public began to sense a distance between Jimin and Jungkook, speculation arose. Some called it a maturing phase. Others believed it was the result of corporate pressure. But before believing the rumors, let's look at the facts, not empty gossip, but at the patterns, context, and realities of the industry. First, there has never been an official statement stating that Jikook broke up. Even the term breakup itself actually comes from fan narratives, not from Jungkook, Jimin, or the agency. It's simply a change in how they appear in public. And this change could be due to many things: group concept, management strategy, personal maturity, or even a desire to protect something precious from excessive scrutiny. Second, there's the issue of alleged company coercion. In the world of K-pop, companies wield significant control over artists' images. It's no secret that overly strong relationships are sometimes considered risky. They can cause controversy, limit the market, or spark fan wars. So it's not surprising that there's a phase where certain interactions are reduced in front of the camera. But this isn't the same as cutting off feelings. What's controlled is the appearance, not the heart. Third, despite the reduction in public interaction, the signs of emotional connection never truly disappear. Observant fans still notice how Jungkook and Jimin refer to each other warmly in separate interviews, how they show affection in subtler, more mature ways, and away from the spotlight. This isn't a cold distance, it's a protected distance. There's one important point that's often overlooked. Closeness doesn't always have to be a show. It's precisely when something becomes truly precious that people tend to keep it more secret. Many ARMYs believe that while Jakook was once so open, he's now choosing a quieter path, not because love is lost, but because it's meant to be protected. So why are breakup rumors so quickly believed? The answer is simple: fan emotions and the void in the narrative. When there's no clear interaction, the void is filled with assumptions. Coupled with social media algorithms that favor sensationalism, rumors spread faster than clarification. The bottom line is this: there are no facts to prove Jikook's breakup. There's no evidence that the company forced them to end their personal relationship. There are simply changing phases, the dynamics of adulthood, and the reality of being a global public figure whose every move is scrutinized. Love, in any form, doesn't always have to be the same over time. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's obvious, sometimes it's just felt. And in the case of Jimin and Jungkook, many believe the feelings are still there, just not as ostentatious as they once were. So the question isn't did Jikook break up, but rather, are we ready to accept that they've grown, changed, and chosen a quieter way of loving? In a world that demands everything be visible, perhaps the most real is what's no longer on display. Continuing this discussion, there's another layer that often escapes the public's attention, yet it's the key to why the Jikook breakup issue keeps recurring year after year. Behind the camera, Jungkook and Jimin aren't just idols, but two people who have grown together from a very young age. They've gone through the trainee period, the pressure of debut, harsh criticism, and the peak of global fame, together. A relationship built under such extreme circumstances can't be measured by ordinary standards, let alone based on clips or the absence of public interaction. As BTS began to enter a stronger individual phase, solo activities, emotional maturity, and self-discovery, the dynamics between the members also changed. This is natural. It would be strange if everything remained the same as it was 7 or 10 years ago, but change is often mistaken for separation. Many longtime fans have realized one important thing. Jakook hasn't disappeared, he's evolved. While their closeness used to be expressed through touching, spontaneous laughter, and playful moments in front of the camera, now it manifests in much more subdued forms. The way they respectfully address each other's names, the subtle, barely perceptible reactions when the other is mentioned, or even the silence that feels meaningful. These aren't signs of coldness, they're signs of self-control. The issue of company coercion is also often misunderstood. In the K-pop industry, companies rarely sever personal relationships between artists. What's controlled is the public narrative. If a ship is deemed to be overly dominating the group's image or distracting from the focus of their work, it's natural for certain interactions to be more neutral. But this doesn't mean feelings have to be erased. Only what's displayed changes. Interestingly, there are many moments that make fans even more convinced that something is still there. Jungkook and Jimin often display an emotional synchrony that's hard to fake, whether through words that seem to be responding at different times or small decisions that feel interconnected. To discerning fans, this is no coincidence. So why does the breakup narrative feel so powerful these days? The answer lies in the times. Today's social media demands fast-paced drama, instant emotion, and provocative headlines. Calm doesn't sell. Mature doesn't go viral. What sells is conflict. So every small distance is magnified, every silence interpreted as the end. Yet, if the love were truly gone, there would be no residual warmth at all. There would be no gentle awkwardness. There would be no respectful effort to maintain distance. There would only be emptiness. And what's visible between Jimin and Jungkook isn't emptiness. Many armies believe that if something is broken up, it's not feelings, it's public expectations. Expectations that they should always be the same, always visually close, always emotionally satisfying to the audience. When those expectations aren't met, the public calls it a breakup. If we look more deeply into idol psychology, what happened to Jimin and Jungkook is very human. When someone grows up under the global spotlight, they learn one important thing faster than others. Not everything that's valuable is safe to show. The greater the attention, the greater the risk of misunderstanding. Therefore, self-protection and the protection of loved ones becomes a priority. Many psychologists refer to this phenomenon as emotional withdrawal in public space. It's not that feelings fade, but that individuals choose to withdraw emotions from the public sphere and keep them private. In the context of Jakook, this feels especially relevant. The closeness that was once public consumption now seems to be carefully filtered.